What's up, everybody? This is the TetragrammatonMan. I'm here with my red LX 1989 Mustang, and this is the car that started my whole Mustang journey off in 1998. It was. I bought a car just like this, not this exact one, but very similar, and I began modifying it. And this was before the Fast and the Furious. This is before all those major movies came out about street racing. I was out in the streets with a built Foxbody Mustang, running NSXs, all types of Asian cars and imports, muscle cars, Chevys, Camaros, you name it. We would just go out in the streets of San Diego on Friday and Saturday night and just light them up. This is before the cops would impound your car and take your life away for drag races.
Like something right out of the Fast and the Furious.
I'm back with the Foxbody Mustangs in my life, and something happened to me 2 years ago that I think is interesting and I want to share with you. COVID basically took away my jobs, took away my livelihood.
Governors are telling non-essential workers to stay home and saying this isn't a choice, this isn't what you've basically been doing, this is now the law.
And I had to revive my Mustang passion and my passion for cars and car parts, and I had to do it to stay alive. So what I did was I started buying Mustang parts anywhere I could find them in the Pacific Northwest, is where I live, and I began selling them on Craigslist and eBay. And the first few months, I barely survived. But as I focused, and I had to, because I had no unemployment insurance, I had no backup, no safety net. So what I did was I began grinding, and I haven't stopped grinding for 2.5 years. And what you're gonna see is that I now got a collection of 5 Mustangs in various stages of development. I'm gonna show you guys all the different Foxbody Mustangs I've accumulated, how I've been able to afford them, and what I'm gonna do with them, how I'm gonna build them. And I'm gonna do it all in front of you guys, so you can get to learn how I've managed to go from having no jobs to having not only 5 Mustangs, but a garage full of motors, 347s, 408s, 331s, 351s, 302s, all the different heads and cams, intake combinations you'd ever want, like when I was a kid, and how I built this up. So here's my red LX. And now I'm going to show you my black GT. My lady, my partner, loves this car and she wants to keep it for her own. So as long as things go well in my life, you're going to see Katie here turn into an absolute monster. Probably a twin turbo 331 or 347. You're going to see my red LX yet turn into another one. And when I take you around the corner, you're going to see the other ones I got working on. So this car is the car that I wanted when I was a kid. This is the car that most Mustang enthusiasts dreamed about. It's an actual SSP highway patrol car bought by the Washington State Highway Patrol in 1988. This is one of only a couple hundred cars ever made. They're incredibly valuable for Fox bodies. And this thing is almost in mint condition. It was never even used as a highway patrol car. It was used as some kind of a grocery getter administrative go-around car. So I was lucky enough to get my hands on this thing, and what we're going to do with this thing is we're going to turn it into an absolute street beast. I'm going to put a Coyote engine in it, completely built top to bottom. I'm going to show you how I build the motor. I'm going to show you how I build the car, everything it takes to build this car, the parts list, the costs, the difficulties, and I'm going to show you as I go. So let me take you over here, and I'm going to show you what I'm calling the Wayback Machine. I call it the Wayback Machine because in 1979, this was the first car. This is the first Foxbody Mustang they ever made. So this is a 1979, first year of the Foxbody Mustang. And if you come over here, you're gonna see that this car has a vinyl top. This is a soft top. Vinyl, sunroof, and although it's not running right now, this is one of the lightest, nicest, classic Fox bodies you'll ever see. So original red interior, wood grain, and we're gonna turn it into an absolute monster. I've got a 408 or 347 that I'm gonna shoehorn in this thing, and we're gonna make it just explode tires and break hearts. I got one more car for you. This is the car I've been working on for the past year. This is a car that was originally a 4-cylinder. So what I'm calling this car is the Weezer because it was a 4-cylinder, it was gutless, it had no heart. But now it's stripped down, it's prepped, I've cleaned it up. I've reinforced all the suspension components. I've prepped it for better brakes. It's going to have newer Mustang suspension, newer Mustang brakes, and we are going to put an absolute ripper of a motor in here. I am going to introduce you to the newest member of our collection. This car I'm calling the Road Warrior because it is a dedicated track car. This car was built specifically to do 24-hour races, and although it looks super raggedy and crusty, what you should be noticing here is that this roll cage is awesome. This is a full cage, front to back, trunk to engine compartment. It's got modified suspension. It's got a 9-inch rear end. You can maybe see it under there. It's got custom exhaust, 4-wheel disc brakes, and it is a really great start. Look at these Cobra brakes here. This is a really great start to a super fun street car. So you have seen my 5 Foxbodies. Now let's take a look at my garage, because I'm going to show you all the different combinations that I'm working with. And if you guys like any of these combinations, or if you have a dream combination, I want to have you put it in the comments list, because whatever combination gets voted on the most, I'm probably going to want to stick it in this car just to satisfy you guys. So let's go check out the garage. Hey, welcome to my garage. This right here represents a lot of hard work. What you're about to see in this garage is a culmination of multiple years of accumulation, investment, scanning for good deals, and buying anything that I know that I can make money on and that I could turn into a hot rod or flip. So this is part of the enterprise. What I just want to do today is show you a few of the crowning jewels that I'm going to be sticking in some of these Mustangs. And the reason I'm ready to build all these 5 Mustangs is because I actually have not only 5 motors, I have more like 10 motors. So I am completely replete with all of the tools and parts it takes to make these cars scream. So what you're going to see right here is my Sportsman Block 306. It's got forged rods, balanced assembly, forged pistons, trick flow twisted wedge heads. I got an amazing deal on this engine from a really nice man on Craigslist. And just to let you know, there are still amazing deals out there if you scan and look. This thing is built to the hilt. It's ready for 600 plus horsepower with this Sportsman block, so it's not a stock block. This right here is my 331 stroker. I got this motor right here, again on Craigslist. Somebody improperly assembled it and they didn't file fit the rings correctly, and they cracked the ring lens on some of the pistons. So he just fire sold it to me. It came with aluminum heads and everything for like $900. So for me, there's just an immediate sale. I immediately bought it, and it's taken me a few years to get to it, but I have personally hand-honed, measured, reassembled, replaced the pistons, and prepped this thing for war. It's got a scat crank, it's got forged rods, and it's got high-quality hyper-eutectic pistons where they're rated up to 600 horse. And that's a fun motor, but I'll tell you what's even funner than a 331. A Coyote motor. This is my absolute favorite motor right now. It looks dirty because it got pulled out of a crashed Mustang. This whole motor is going to get reworked. It's going to get stripped down. The cylinder heads are going to get replaced with newer Mustang cylinder heads, Gen 2 cylinder heads. We're going to replace this intake with a Gen 3 intake. We're going to check out the bottom end. We're going to do this all together. I'm going to show you everything I'm going to do. I'm going to port the cylinder heads, do all the timing components. And this is the 3rd jewel in my collection. If you come over here, I'm going to show you some more fun stuff. This is my 408 stroker. So this is going to go in the Wayback Machine, that 1979 Mustang that I showed you. It may go in another one, just tentatively in the Wayback Machine. If you guys end up seeing a motor combination that you think should go in one car or another, let me know in the comments. I got a few more motors to show you. I got another 408 in the bag down here that's getting ready for assembly. I got a 351 Windsor right here. This is the hydraulic roller model, so it's a rare limited model. For only 3 years they made it with a special hydraulic roller cam. I got another one of them, and I got yet another motor over here that's prepped for assembly. It's a 347 stroker, so it's a 302 based stroker motor. And I've got even another 347 under there that you can't see. And on the shelf here, I have yet another 408 combination. So in total, I have at least 10 motors that I can mix and match between these cars. If I ever fail a motor, I got another one. I've got built transmissions. This is a Tremec TKO. We got a couple of Tremec TKOs in the corner. Over here, I'll show you that I've got a Mustang 6-speed transmission. So right over here, we got this Mustang 6-speed. We got all kinds of fancy suspension components. This is a tubular front K-member to lighten up, stiffen, and otherwise make the Mustang badass. As you can see up here, up on the wall, I got more suspension, steering, headers. This is my intake collection here. I've got a ton of different intakes, from classic Hogan sheet metal intakes to Edelbrock Performers, to all the way down here to the Trick Flow collection, EFI carbureted, different oil pans, different configurations. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to let you guys into my world, show you that you can start a business from scratch. You can make enough money to live on, pay your bills, and invest in your dreams. And when I was a kid, this was my dream. My dream was to have super awesome cars, amazing motors, kick people's ass, and then tell them after I beat them that I built that car myself, that every bit of that work was me. So I'm back with that, and I think we're gonna have fun. I just want you to stick with me. If you think this channel's cool, just look for the next video. If you got it within you to click that subscribe button, I love that too. That helps me out. So hey, let's have some fun and let's just get to it.
TetragrammatonMan. TetragrammatonMan.